welcome back to the A Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Amir Hammond. Joining me today will be the crew, Brent DeBow.
Hello.
And Mauro Cesario.
Yo.
So, we had a very busy, was it divisional round?
I think that's what we're in. Right?
Yes.
Is
I
this
think
the
it
first
was
round? The
the
first one was
divisional
wild card, second one's divisional.
NFL divisional round.
So, it was an interesting divisional round. I think it was actually really disappointing if you look at it.
Boring games.
Yeah, they just weren't as fun as... Because if you looked at every matchup, they looked to be super intriguing, and you could see either side winning. And we just had 4 really non-competitive games. I would say, even though LA and Dallas was close, and Philly and the NFC games were closer.
Yeah. I mean, the Philly game could have went either way, realistically.
At the end of the day, like, the 1s and 2s both went on. It was kind of expected.
Yeah.
Like, there was not anything big in terms of surprises.
Philly made it close. I mean, they had a lead in the fourth, did they not?
They went
Or
up 14
late,
points to nothing throughout, like, the first half. So
it's just Drew Brees is clutch as shit and decided, let's go for it.
yeah, a couple of big interceptions by Lattimore. Like, I mean, other than that, like, there weren't any, like, big plays.
No.
And then you had the New England game on Sunday. That was over before it even really started, basically.
That one's disappointing because I thought the Chargers had, like, a legitimate chance in that game. Like,
And the worst part is that the Chargers were probably the better team.
yeah.
And the New England defense, I don't even know if to say that they showed up, but the Chargers offense just
It went
seemed
flat.
outmatched.
Yeah.
It just went flat.
I think what was really evident was the fact that the Chargers O-line just absolutely got smoked, and was the reason why that game was so lopsided.
Yeah.
And even, like, going into the game, like, a lot of the guys on ESPN and everything, they were saying, like, oh, you know, the pass rush between Ingram and Bosa, it's going to give Brady some fits going into the game, and how will he manage it? And it wasn't even a contest. Like, within, like, the first 2 drives, they had already put up 14 points, forced a punt out of the Chargers, and, I mean, next thing you know, Tom Brady's up, it was, 28 to, like, something at one point, and it wasn't even worth watching because, like, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. It's going to do Tom Brady things.
Sonny Michel put on a show, too. I mean,
Exactly.
That's huge.
Well, I think what made it so that Sony could have open fields to run was the fact that Tom Brady was just throwing these dink and dunk passes, and he was just able to carve up the Chargers defense. And because
it opened up
the Chargers have such a dominant pass rush, but because New England was able to not allow them to be effective by throwing those quick passes, screens, and it's like, you know, those kind of plays, it negated that pass rush, so they couldn't hit Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I mean, the one thing that New England has, even though they don't have that dominant receiver, is they have those short, quick guys. You know, Edelman's.
Yeah, the Edelmans.
Dorsett.
They're built for that type of game.
It's West Coast offense, man. It's just getting 7 to 15 yards per play and making the defense grind. And more than likely, you're going to score a touchdown or end up with a field goal because Gostkowski's going to put up the points whether or not you convert on a third down and you're in the other end of the field. Like, they're going to put up points.
Yeah. Is this our first podcast since we made our predictions?
Yeah, it is. And honestly, none of us
we weren't
did
even
very
close.
well. Like, okay.
I got 3 out of 4 in the first week.
Okay, so let me be fair here. With our predictions, I think what had happened was because we had recorded the podcast that was never released because of Mauro, that caused us to not want to do, like, just the same old. So I think for me, I know that the second podcast we recorded their picks was the reason why my picks were more outlandish. And honestly, Moro's just to blame here.
Yeah.
I'm not to blame.
I was gonna say,
great in the first
I'm more than happy to take blame for Team Canada, and again, I'll be more than happy to take blame for everybody's busted bracket.
Both, because that's
Alabama. You have to take blame for.
There's a lot of sports things that happen because of you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Think of all the ramifications expectations. Like that
Yes.
happened because of Morrow.
Like
Problem.
Both our Super Bowl teams are you and me. We don't have
Well,
one of
I'm-
I had the Pats.
I'm still
but,
alive.
You don't have the Seahawks.
Nope.
And I don't have Houston.
Somebody
So-
still has the Chiefs.
Yeah, you're a hero. It's not
Who-
done
who's
counting. You
yours?
ruined everyone else.
I said that after years of mediocrity,
Oh yeah.
Andy Reid is going to go and get the fast food.
Shit, our levels just like skyrocket. My
That's
mic
all
right
right.
now is
Yours.
messed up, so if it's messed up to you guys,
Well,
I blame Brant for not giving me
I mean-
the arm. Moving on. This weekend there are, we have NFC and AFC Championship weekend, and we're going to preview the games, give you our winners with the new field that we have to pick from, and give you our predictions for the games.
because we're so good at it.
Yeah. So, cause
So whatever we
people's
pick,
knowledge you
bet
wanna trust is
against.
ours. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, hedge against us. So the early game, 3:05 on Fox. I'm pretty sure.
No idea.
No, I know it's at
I know
3:05.
it's on CTV in Canada. Or maybe TSN. Shit.
I don't know.
I don't know. My bad.
We have the NFC Championship game, the Los Angeles Rams visiting the Superdome, and the New Orleans Saints. Fellas, who do you think is winning? I think this is a clean sweep, honestly, for all of us, though, even before we talk about
I
it.
don't know. Like, this is close.
I
Like-
don't think it's close enough.
I don't think it's close.
You guys are both saying the Saints, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
don't
it's
know.
close.
Like, the Rams
It's
played
close.
well.
It's closer
Contrarian
than-
Mauro Cesario.
I'm tied here. I'm not going to say the Rams just because I want to be devil's advocate, but,
Yeah,
like,
The Rams are good.
The-
They're coached well.
at some point during the Philly versus New Orleans game, I thought, shit, they're going to lose.
Yeah,
Like, it was.
but they still have Drew Brees.
I understand that, but, like,
any team that has Drew Brees manning,
I feel like the
shows.
Rams will do a lot better of a job trying to close out a game in a championship game than the Eagles would. I mean,
because they have that better
they have a better
running game,
better running game. They have
Well,
Todd Gurley and just a better defense in
but
general.
I think what's being extremely overblown this weekend is the love for C.J. Anderson.
Mhm.
Like, come on, calm down. You think
Yeah.
that if the Chicago Bears, because they should have won the game,
Yeah.
you think that the Rams are doing that to a team like the
Oh no, because
Exactly.
literally
There's too
during
many
the
weapons
season, Zeke Elliott literally hurdled the guys on
Yeah.
the Eagles' run defense. So I mean, yeah, it's not a very comparable thing to look at when you look at the Bears' run defense and then the Eagles. It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't
You
have
know,
been close.
I might go against. No, I'm not going against my pick, but I'm gonna give the other side, like Morrow's
I-
side here too.
Yeah, I can
The fact
see-
that Sheldon Rankins is also hurt for the Saints, it leads to the LA run game being more effective,
yeah,
and Jared Goff needs that run game in order to be effective.
yeah,
No matter how much of an aid that Sean McVay is to him,
Mhm.
he needs Gurley to. He's got to put up a Todd Gurley-esque performance. Like I'm thinking like 120, 2 or 3 touchdowns. Like he's got.
yeah.
Todd Gurley has to be the best player on that field in order for them to win, in my opinion. Because
I mean,
Jared Goff,
Goff's
like
got to be good.
I don't think that Jared Goff can go out there and you could put on his shoulders that he's got to outplay Drew Brees. Because
Yeah.
You can't.
I don't
You
think
won't.
It's, exactly. I don't
It's
think it's
not-
possible. And also,
especially in the playoffs. Like it's
yeah, he's
a
one.
different
He's not
animal.
proven. 2, he's on the road.
Mhm.
3, it's Drew Brees.
yeah,
Like you got to set realistic expectations
yeah.
because all that I'm saying is Todd Gurley needs to be Todd Gurley, and when Todd Gurley is Todd Gurley, he's the best player on that field,
Mhm.
Yep.
and I don't think it's close. Like, wasn't he in the MVP conversation last year?
Gurley?
Oh, 100% he
yeah,
was.
I believe so.
Didn't he? I think he won Offensive Player of the Year. Don't hold me to that. But either way, like we all know that Gurley can do it, and is this game closer than? Even though we may all think that the Saints would win, and I think it's safe for us to put, if we were gonna bet money, I think it would be safe to bet it on the home team here.
Yeah. So they played back in November,
Yeah.
and it was an absolute shootout, like 45-35, and Gurley only went out for 68 yards.
That's what I mean.
Like,
could you not say that is the difference maker there?
yeah, well, Goff went off for 391, 3 TDs, and still lost the game. So,
The Saints' run defense is like top 5 in the league.
yeah.
But if Rankins is out and he's a big part of that run defense,
Yeah.
that's huge. That's game changing.
I mean, the thing is, like, you looked at the first game when they played each other. This was a Rams team that was like, I don't know what week it was, but they were something and they were undefeated at the time, and they were coming in hot. And in comes Drew Brees and the rest of the team, and they're putting up a 45 spot on what was believed to be at the time, one of the best defenses in the whole league. So, again, I don't think it's going to reach that level of scoring, but I think it's still going to be close nonetheless. And I'm still kind of torn here. I don't know. Like, I want to say Saints, but
the thing with the Rams is, like,
Rams.
they have that ridiculous running back, and they're fairly well coached. Like, I had Sean McVay as a coach of the year this year because, like, he did a damn good job with both sides of the ball.
Because in a way, he's basically the quarterback of the Rams.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so you put those two weapons together, I think they have a chance to come out of it. I just think the odds are too much in the Saints' favor for me to bet against it.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying that it's impossible for the Rams to go into New Orleans and come out with a victory. I'm just
tough.
saying I can't put my money on it
No.
because I haven't seen Jared Goff in big-time games.
Fair.
Not in the NFL and not in college.
No.
So I would put money on Drew Brees.
Yeah.
But, Drew Brees, he hasn't, other than that one Super Bowl run, hasn't really won the big one,
No.
Like, I remember that game against San Francisco years ago where they went into where'd they used to play?
Candlestick.
Yeah, Candlestick. And I think it was in the Kaepernick run. And there was the Vernon Davis.
Davis had a big
Yeah.
playoffs.
Was it the Kaepernick run, or was that the year with Alex Smith? I can't
Kaepernick
remember.
had like a 50-yard run or something.
Yeah. So there's been times where Drew Brees has had Super Bowl level teams and hasn't been able to get it done. Is this another year? It
Well,
could be.
Well,
even
it's
last year.
honestly the perfect time because I think Michael Thomas is he's not a free agent.
He single-handedly
but
torched them. So,
he's not a free agent, but he is a free agent. You know the weird way with the franchise, like he's extension eligible. So like it's the perfect time for the Saints to make a run because in the coming years they're going to have Rankins, Lattimore. They're going to start paying guys a lot on defense,
especially with Ingram.
Kamara.
Ingram's about to be an unrestricted free agent.
Did you know today?
Mark Ingram.
You know today is Drew Brees' 40th birthday?
Drew Brees is 40.
Turns 40 today.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah.
But dude, that's the thing. Like,
dude, he's ageless though, man. Like,
but the thing is, we think like because of Tom Brady's age, it makes us forget like how much of an anomaly that quarterbacks playing at this age is. Like, Peyton played to what? 41 also or something?
Did he hit 40?
But him,
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But him at that age was so different
It was
than
not
like
this.
Tom Brady and Drew Brees.
Yeah. Drew Brees is putting up as good numbers this year as he has in the rest of his career.
entire career.
Yeah.
Which
he's in the
Which is
MVP
credit to
conversation
the
this year.
Saints organization for being
I
able to
mean, like-
field a team that's been able to prolong his career for this long.
Yeah.
But then there's the whole conversation of when Drew Brees had that shoulder surgery that made San Diego, at the time, the San Diego Chargers, because they had Phillip Rivers, but they moved on from Drew Brees, and he was a free agent, and Brees was picking between basically the top two suitors were the Miami Dolphins and the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
And basically the whole thing was, the whole story behind it was Nick Saban at the time was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and he wanted Drew Brees. And the athletic guys, like the doctors and stuff at Miami, would not clear Drew Brees. So he wasn't able to sign him. And honestly, look at it now. Like, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Drew Brees goes to New Orleans, wins a Super Bowl, has been their franchise quarterback for years, to a point where he's been more of a franchise guy than the guy that took over for him in San Diego with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
And Nick Saban went to Alabama after, having a dispute with the Dolphins, and he's now the greatest college coach ever. Like, think of, like, the alternate universe if Drew Brees went to the Dolphins?
Yeah.
And
That's
would the Patriots dynasty be what it was because you have another
playing against
elite
each other.
quarterback?
That would have been a matchup
It would have been
forever. That
so
would have been a
fun to see
blast.
because so the NFL.com used to have these like series called NFL, like if.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
like, and they would go through different significant events in the history of football and stuff, and say what would happen if this happened.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if that was one of them, but it's just one of those scenarios where look
What
at
if?
how much could have changed.
Yeah.
And the fact that Drew Brees at 40 now
Mhm.
is still getting it done.
Yeah.
It'd be a sick birthday gift to go to
That'd
the
be- yeah,
to the
that's huge.
to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So, looking at his career playoff stats, he has never lost a postseason game at home since 2004.
Damn.
And like, he's 8-6-0, but like all 5 of his 6 losses have come on the road.
now, in defense of that, I don't think that in like the years that the Saints made a Super Bowl run
Well, even last year.
that they had home field.
Yeah.
No. The only time they were the 1 seed, they won it all. And then in 2006, they were home for the first game, won it, and then lost the next game.
Mm-hmm.
2011, home first game, lost the second game on the road. Last year, they were home to Carolina, boys, and beat them. And then, what
Lost
do you call
to the
it?
Vikings.
Lost to Minnesota on the road.
Which was heartbreak because he played a lights out game and
Stephon Diggs.
was the Minnesota Miracle, man.
What?
Case Keenum. Case was on the case that night. What can you
that
do?
was ridiculous. What a run he had, eh? But yeah, so he's never taken a loss at home since 2004.
It's
big.
similar to the stat, the Patriots stat where the Patriots have lost, I think, or haven't lost in 37 games at home or something ridiculous like
Yeah.
that.
So he's played 14 career postseason games. Take a guess at how many passing yards he has.
In 14
games.
in the playoffs?
Yeah.
So let's say
So this is basically
he
it's
throws
almost
like
a full
He
season.
throws like 5,000
Yeah.
in a regular year.
Yeah.
So I would say like 38. It's probably like over 4,000, something ridiculous.
What do you
How
say?
many games was that?
14 games.
14. Okay, so even on a minimum 250 yards per game,
Mhm.
that's 3,500. I'm going to go with 4,700.
Yeah.
You're both on like either sides of the
Yeah.
spectrum. You had 4,510 passing yards through 14
Boom.
games.
Damn.
That's a regular season average of almost 500 or almost 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
That's nuts. He's got 31 TDs. What else? He completes 66.43% of his passes. Like
Like,
it's
look, Drew Brees is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback regardless.
100%.
But this would, like, a Super Bowl appearance and a win would do a lot for his legacy. Like, I think that you got to put him up there with, look, Brady's won, but you have to have the conversation of when you go Montana, Peyton, Brees has to be there.
Brees or Peyton.
Brees.
Yeah.
Because
I
one,
don't
it's
think
just
that's very disputable.
it's one, longevity, 2, more fun to watch, 3,
Yeah.
yards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
4,
Oh, he
he's
put him numbers.
like,
His entire career.
He's always been a pass first offense.
He
and
holds like numerous records.
and
does
he's
he not?
also like made a lot of players.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, Robert Meacham was a number 1 receiver.
Marquise Colston.
Colston, sorry,
over the
that's what I meant. Meacham was good too.
Yeah.
But Kamara wouldn't be Kamara.
No.
Kamara
Unless
was
you
good,
have that-
thought of to be
Jimmy
like
Graham.
really good. Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy
What the
Fell
hell
apart.
has Jimmy Graham done?
He's been traded twice, hasn't he?
Yeah, well,
Once.
he signed.
Once.
Yeah, but
Signed
still-
somewhere else,
But still,
traded
like,
from there,
Look,
yeah.
did injuries have a factor? Yes, but still, clearly,
He wasn't good when
there
he was
a
healthy.
drop off.
Yeah.
All right, let's get predictions. Morrow.
We've talked all this stuff about Breeze. How can I not say the Saints now?
Brand?
I don't know. It's
I'm
close.
still Saints, man. I don't think it's close. It's close-ish.
I'm only taking
not
them because
close.
they're
Wanna
at
go
home.
scores. Wanna go scores.
I think it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm thinking like 42-31.
Jeez. Wow.
I'm gonna go 27-23. Saints.
It's gonna end up
23.
being like a 7-3 game.
Yeah, something weird like that.
It's gonna be
Alright.
9-3. 3.
I'm
field
taking the
goals.
Saints. Also, it's clean sweep. I'm thinking 38-35. Saints pull it off with a Will Lutz field goal for the win.
Oh, it's like it
I
comes
love
down
Will
to
Lutz.
it. That's what you're going.
Lutz.
Wow.
Yeah. I want a good game, and I think we can get one. Let's see. Let's move on to the Pats and Chiefs real quick.
To the other Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Who are you talking about?
Look, watching that Chiefs Indy game, it was so apparent that Patrick Mahomes is like,
He's lethal, dude.
barring
instinct.
injury.
Speaking
like,
of lethal, before we move on,
Oh,
from
I
Brees, did you
my
see
heart
Brees'
stopped.
what do you call it? It was a pregame speech
no.
that he did. Oh, you got to pull that up. He was talking about it was something about there's 3 stages to the game. It's like you play, you compete, and then you're lethal. And it was basically like, yeah, you play, you learn, you do all this as a kid, and then you go and you compete as like when you get out there and you do like competitive things. But then in order to get to that next step, you need to be lethal and do all this. And like just the way he came across, it's like it sends chills down your spine.
Yeah, like
man.
one of the things that Drew Brees has always done really good is those rah-rah speeches.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you remember that like pound it kind of thing that they used to have in their pre-thing. Like Drew Brees is a very relatable guy, and he's just fun watch.
Did you hear what Sean Payton did though?
Yeah,
Oh,
with the Super Bowl.
With the Super Bowl
He
cash.
bring in the
and
250,000 cash. Yeah, boss man moves.
What a bold move!
Yeah,
It's like fuck it, here you go, boys.
yeah.
Go for
it. Okay,
All right, move on.
so watching that Kansas City Indy game and seeing the throws that Patrick Mahomes makes,
the crossbody. Oh my god,
dude, it wasn't
he's
even the cross
unbelievable.
body. It's like the
sidearm.
baseball throw.
The-
like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
throwing
the
like
sidearm.
Troy Tulowitzki
Yeah.
type passes.
Mhm.
Like it's
He's been doing it
absolutely
all
nothing.
year. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know how you sustain that, but that's
like his
ridiculous.
poise is unbelievable. Like this
Yeah.
was his first ever playoff game.
Now,
Put that into perspective.
what I will say though is I don't think that those passes will fly against the Patriots secondary. Like some of those passes, man, he's just
They played
floating
this
it
year.
up there, and I'm like, shit. If you have like Devin McCourty back there, Stephon Gilmore,
They
look,
I don't
name a
er,
Saints secondary guy.
a Saints.
Sorry,
Secondary?
not Saints, Colts secondary guy.
No.
Thank you.
Offhand, nobody.
Yeah, like the one I could name, Malik Hooker, he was out last week. So
Yeah.
look, the could this be a moment where Patrick Mahomes shits the bed?
No,
It's
it
possible.
definitely
because
could.
it's
I
not
think it's possible.
definitely
because
could.
they have so many weapons that
Doesn't
it's-
matter, man. You still got to
Andy
get it
Reid's
to him.
gonna orchestrate things, and Mahomes is just gonna do it.
But I trust Bill Belichick that he's on offense. It's stop Travis Kelce and stop Tyreek Hill.
Stop Tyreek Hill. How?
Tyreek Quill.
I double coverage Tyreek.
But then when he's coming out of the backfield and sprinting it upfield as a runner, and he's doing it in other ways, how do you
But
prepare for that as a coach?
didn't earlier in the year when the Patriots faced off against the Chiefs that they had Kareem Hunt?
Yeah. So 43-40 in that game. Patriots won it, and I think it was late, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever, doesn't matter. Kareem Hunt rushed 10 carries, 80 yards. No touchdowns though.
Doesn't matter. 10
80 yards.
10 yards.
Yeah,
per
but you can get 80 yards out of a lot of running backs.
So wait,
Damian
it's
Damian
80 yards on
Williams
10
is-
carries. That's eight
Yeah,
yards per
That's
carry.
8 yards
Come
per
on, man.
carry. That's
It-
kind of
That's
Yeah, it's
significant
huge, but
as shit.
Mahomes,
What was his
Mahomes
receiving?
still passed for 352 with 4 touchdowns.
No,
two-
I'm not,
two picks,
I'm
though.
not.
So
That's
that's
what
where
I
you're.
mean.
Yeah, you're. It makes sense there. Like they're good at picking them off.
Like
That-
what
wasn't
about what? So the one thing on Kansas City's defense that is good is their pass rush, in particular their outside guys with D Ford and Justin Houston.
Yeah.
What did the Patriots just do last week to Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram?
Yeah.
It's neutralize the pass rush, throw dink and dunk, shitty little Tom Brady passes.
the West Coast off.
That's all it is. So like,
Mahomes threw
look,
more
I'm going to
passes.
stick with my Super Bowl pick, and I'm going to take the Patriots. Shocker.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for Kansas City
It'd be-
because I want to see
I'd be-
Patrick Mahomes.
it'd be a great
because
story.
it's sick.
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
He's a
They're
like he's his own brand of football. Like he's just doing things that we don't see other quarterbacks do.
Yep.
Like he can scramble. He can like make these like you were saying, the sidearm throw, the cross body. Oh, he found Tyreek Hill right in the middle of the field as he was trying to scramble to the right. Like it's out of nowhere, these
Like
plays.
the thing that Mahomes represents is the transition between prior generations and this generation.
Yeah.
And he's the perfect
He's
blend
a-
of it.
yeah, he's a
like I
ridiculous
am
mix of
so
both.
looking forward to like I don't look forward to the day that Tom Brady and Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers aren't in the NFL, but I'm actually happy with where the league is heading with the Baker Mayfields, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, like the Tua in 2 years, Deshaun. Like the fact that football is becoming like almost how in baseball utility guys are so important, and now in football you're getting these dual threat guys in who are not only sick athletes but can absolutely sling it. I'm looking forward to it, and this could be the passing of the torch game. Now, do I think if the Patriots lose this game their dynasty is over? No, I don't believe that. If Tom Brady retires, then
it's over. Well, that is
Gronk is considering it already.
I think he's done.
Gronk doesn't matter, dude. He's never been there.
Yeah, Gronk's like in those Super Bowls. Remember, like Gronk.
But
was
if
always
Gronk
hurt.
leaves, what could that force Brady to say?
No,
I don't.
Well, think.
No,
I
would say that Gronk would leave. If Brady leaves, Gronk's gone.
Yeah.
And
if Gronk leaves, I don't think it necessarily means.
It's not.
I don't think he's as reliant on Gronk as Gronk is on Brady.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, Gronk's come out and said, "I'm not playing for anyone that's not Tom Brady."
Yeah.
The only one place he's going is hopefully the WWE or in some sort of entertainment.
Yeah, like he's gonna do some form of it.
Did you know Baker set a rookie passing TD record this year?
In what?
13 and a half games.
Sick.
50 TDs, beat Peyton Manning, 57 TDs, beat Peyton Manning, and
Peyton
Russell
Manning
Wilson was the other one.
I think he has the most interceptions in a year.
Peyton Manning does?
As a quarterback, I think so. It was a lot. I think it was like 17.
Yeah.
No,
Crazy.
It might have been more than that. I can't remember. But I think at a time he held the record.
Like, I knew Baker was having a year, but, like, holy shit. It's wild.
Browns are fun.
Browns are great.
Browns are fun.
There's a lot of fun quarterbacks, man.
That's what I mean. Like, and I think I'm sure they're going to ham up that storyline. It's a CBS game. I hate Jim Nantz, but with Tony Romo, it makes me like Jim Nantz. They're going to ham up, oh, what a throw Patrick Mahomes made. And, I love when Romo does it. I love when
Pat McAfee does it.
Chris Collinsworth does it.
Now here's a guy.
Yeah. You get that Chris Collinsworth slide in.
I love that.
I don't like Troy Aikman. He's boring now. But regardless, look, I think
Is it okay?
If you
so
see
that
the Patriots last week, what on Kansas City's defense makes you think that they can't do the exact same thing?
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. It's a worse secondary you're going up against. Eric Berry's been out, and I mean he hasn't been a factor all year. Could he play and be like the old Eric Berry? Sure. Can you count on it? No. I just don't see the Patriots going out there and not scoring like 30 points.
Like, to be fair to the Chiefs defense, they gave up like one first down, maybe like the whole first half.
Which was that was the most shocking part about that game.
They shut them down that entire.
Like, they didn't do anything. They had nothing going.
The
whole
things that were
half.
known in the game, it wasn't that Indy's offense was going to score. Well, kind of. It was the fact that Kansas City's defense was a shill.
Yeah.
They were a revolving door.
Couldn't do nothing.
And
they shut it down.
Three straight 3-and-outs.
Mind blowing.
Come on,
yeah.
Is there just this level that they've been hiding out on us? Like, I don't get it.
Now, the one factor that's in Kansas City's favor is, remember that game, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago now, the year that the Patriots won the Super Bowl against Seattle, when it was a Monday night game in Arrowhead. The Patriots go in, and they get absolutely whacked by the Chiefs, and they lose by 20 or 30 points.
I think I remember.
And everyone's like, is the Patriots dynasty over? I think Tom Brady's washed. Bill Belichick sucks.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was saying that the dynasty was over. And they went on to win the Super Bowl.
Bowls, they kind of have
exactly.
moments.
And no, but this was like the moment.
Yeah.
And could that happen again this year? It's possible
I think the difference there was that team wasn't as you're expecting the Chiefs to be good in this one.
Yeah.
The other one was the Patriots came in expecting
one of the
to win.
first
Whatever. It's no big deal.
I think the Chiefs were a playoff team that year. I'm not.
I'm
sure they were. But the thing is,
but they weren't.
Can lightning strike twice? Because the Patriots, they haven't been good there in Arrowhead. The temperatures are going to be cold.
It's supposed to be like
There was snow on the
freezing.
field.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one of the
Indy.
lowest recorded games of all time.
Like heading into this game, I'm pretty sure like this is one of like the first times ever for Tom Brady. Like the Patriots
This
are a
is-
3-point underdog.
yeah. Holy. It was the first.
Which I think they should be. I think it should be a
yeah.
pick'em.
Yeah.
I would put money on the
It's
Pats.
so close,
Just
man.
because it's the Pats.
It's the
and-
Pats.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing.
so hard to bet against them in the
How?
playoffs.
Like,
they're
And you're
consistently
giving
doing
me points?
Yeah.
Like you're telling me it can be a close game and you're
Mhm.
gonna give me points?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
it. Yeah, I don't like.
Like
that.
it'd be one thing to pick KC on the money line,
Uh-huh.
but picking them with the points,
It's
that
the
is.
Pat
Yeah.
Mahomes effect. I don't know, man. It's
Hey, and the last factor in this game that I think we haven't explored
Mm-hmm.
is the coaching. And
Yeah.
Andy Reid
He's not.
is
Bill
a
Belichick.
phenomenal offensive coach.
He's not.
He
Bill
calls
Belichick.
great plays, but what is definite in life? Death, taxes, and Andy Reid shit in the bed in big games. Fact.
Yeah.
And could this be another moment where Andy Reid shits the bed? More than likely,
Yeah.
but on the
He's
other
also
hand,
never had a Pat Mahomes.
that's what I mean. On the other hand,
he's got a lot of
this could be
motivation.
totally different. You know, there was that Super Bowl. Remember, wasn't it? It was Pat's Eagles. Was he the head coach of the Eagles then with
Yes.
McNabb? I'm pretty
Was he?
sure he was.
He's won a Super Bowl.
No,
with that.
no, because the Patriots beat the Eagles.
Oh.
No, I'm pretty sure.
This is
No,
a
the Patriots beat the Eagles.
Yeah, they won. That was like 2003.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pats won.
But I'm pretty sure Andy Reid still has a
When would he have a Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
I got it.
No, he definitely
Let's
doesn't have a
see.
Super Bowl. If he does, it was like when he was in Green Bay or something. So I don't even know if he was in Green Bay. But no, Andy Reid definitely doesn't. And also, look, Bill Belichick's been there how many times? And also, there was a sick stat where it was like,
Super Bowl champion. There it is.
when?
Packers.
That's what I mean. Like, he wasn't the head coach.
Oh, he wasn't the head coach.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was right with Packers. Let's go. I didn't even know that.
Big guess.
But, like, look, Bill Belichick, how many Super Bowls did he have? I think 5 with the Pat.
5 or
Six.
6.
Brady has 6, right?
Brady has 5.
Well, how many does Charles Haley have? Because that's how many Brady has. Yeah, it is 5. So Belichick has 5 plus 2 with the Giants. Look, he's on his way to hopefully an 8th Super Bowl ring. Sorry, I didn't need to say hopefully. Maybe, possibly
Possibly.
to his 8th Super Bowl ring.
Oh, God.
Look, how do you not
So
trust
boring.
him
Yeah.
in that
you,
game?
You
And
can't.
also, a little known fact, the Patriots have won their titles, I think, every year that Bama hasn't won a title.
Shit.
Aw,
So we
the
should have
stars
been
are
betting on
aligning.
Bama.
Exactly. So, this could be another Patriots year. It'd be there's 2 storylines that I can see off the top of my head
Mhm.
that I'm looking forward to with the Super Bowl. Is if it's Brady versus Breeze, an old-timey game, that'd be so cool, just seeing it. And then if you see Patrick Mahomes versus Drew Brees in an absolute shootout,
Mhm.
that'd be pretty fun to see.
I wouldn't mind seeing a repeat of the
I don't wanna see
Chiefs
Rams.
versus Rams.
I don't
I don't know.
wanna
That was a
wanna
great
see Rams.
game.
I don't like Jared Goff. He just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that
know.
game was phenomenal.
I do want to see Ndamukong Suh raise this Lombardi trophy, though. I do think that would be
I want to
absolutely
see
hilarious.
Chiefs versus Rams just because of how great that game was during the season, and I think they can definitely live up to that kind of level that they played at whatever
Man,
week.
any
it
one
was.
of these games is going to be a good game. These are the 4 best teams you could have had in this situation.
But the thing that I'm saying
But I don't
is-
want to see the Pats again.
I
It's
don't
always
either,
The
but,
damn
like,
Pats.
No, but
It's-
hey, shut up. You're a Giants fan. You've only had good times when you face the Patriots. Okay, shut your mouth.
Fine, you got me.
But like, look, I just don't think the Rams are fun. Like the
Rams-
sorry,
Gurley's
that's
fun,
not
dude.
that's not the point I wanted to make. I just forgot it. Basically, this entire playoffs, we've been like, holy shit! Look at these matchups. They look so awesome,
and they've been.
and they've all been brutal.
Fair.
Like the best game we've had all playoffs is the Eagles.
was the
Ver-
missed field
The
goal.
Cody
with
Parkey
the Bears.
kick.
Yeah, the dink and doink game.
the double
The double
doinker.
doink. Sorry.
The double doinker.
Like,
Poor
look,
guy.
please God,
What a tough year for that guy.
please God,
Oh.
make this
Did you see?
a good weekend.
Did you see that restaurant that put up the competition?
Yeah,
in Chicago?
It wasn't a restaurant. It was
I thought it was a
no,
bar
it
or
was
something.
Goosehead. Goosehead?
Either way.
No, Goose Island.
Was
Goose
it?
Island.
Goose Island, yeah.
So they'd set up the field. They went. Did you see the final tally on it?
Isn't it 0 for like?
0 for 101
Jesus.
of these people trying to make this 45-yard
So
field goal. No
guess
pressure.
Guess what,
just-
everyone? Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up about
it's-
you making a field
Yeah.
goal, and this guy can't make one in a clutch moment.
Yeah.
God damn, you can't do it. Now, yes, it's his job.
He does get paid a lot more than we do.
But look, it's
Still,
hard. It's hard
it's not
to not
easy.
only make a field goal, but also when
He
it
did-
gets tipped.
And he had to do it twice.
Come on,
Like,
get off his ass. And the fact is, there's 3 games left. There's gonna be a big missed kick.
The psychology that gets put
Yeah.
into your head, like all that stuff, especially when
Bro,
you made the first
can't
kick.
Be a mental
Yeah.
midget
No,
I know.
kicker. Like, if
Especially
there's
after the
any-
year.
any position that I would not want to be,
it's a kicker.
it's kicker.
Yeah. You have to be perfect or else
Dude.
people hate you.
It's like, oh,
It's
it's your moment. We're expecting you to do this, and if you don't,
If
we're
you're
like,
inches
everything
off,
depends on you.
it's not even
All
like if
faith
you're like
and trust gets put in you for one moment. You
Like,
either
they
get it
expect you
right.
To do it. The expectation is, oh, we'll get to this yard line. You're gonna make the kick.
Yeah.
We're gonna win.
Here's
And
the
all-
yeah,
all
all
you-
they need to do is get to the target line, and they should be good.
yeah, all you have to do as a kicker too is miss by a fraction of an inch, and
That's
it.
why, like,
it's you're missing.
even though I'll
like-
shit on Andy Pappanastos, that motherfucker that played for Alabama last year, that missed
Dude.
that kick at the end of regulation
Yeah, that-
after
it
they
was a
drove down the
gimme,
field.
dude.
I was like, I knew this was gonna happen.
It was a gimme.
Bro, and I'm like, I knew all year, and then he comes off the field all like limp and shit, like he just seen a ghost.
That was
I'm
bad,
like,
man.
all right, let's go around. Let's get the scores. Grant,
Holy
I'll go to you first.
I think it's gonna be 27-24 Chiefs.
Morrow.
I was gonna go close to what he said, so I'm gonna change it up now. I'm gonna go 30-27 on a Harrison Butker field goal win.
First of all, if that happens, there's going to be a new person made because it's not Harrison Buckler. It's
Harrison Butker.
Isn't it Butler?
Butker.
Is it?
Harrison Butker. Yeah, I have him in all
It
my
is
pools.
it's
He's the
Butker.
greatest kicker in the league, in my opinion.
You went 4 for 4 last time against the Patriots.
Is it Butker?
But
Harrison Butker. Yeah.
give your head a shake,
No
pal.
way.
Holy, you're supposed to. Be
You
a
don't
football
test
guy.
me on the
Jeez.
Chiefs. I
It
rode
is
them
Butker.
all year to
Bro,
fantasy
I
glory.
swear to God, it was Butler. Like, I've had him in like Madden. I swear it was Butler. All right, either way, Morrow was right.
30-27.
30-27 Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going with Mahomes till I die.
31.
I know the Pats are gonna win now because I bet on the Chiefs.
31-28 Patriots.
Yeah.
I kind of.
Well, the good news is one of us is gonna be right.
Yeah.
We didn't totally fuck up this time.
No, we even out. But either way. Like,
Sorry for anyone that wants to look to bet with us.
yeah, don't bet. I don't even gamble.
Just don't
I
bother.
want to. I just don't because I know I'm gonna get fucked either way.
Yeah, you can't win. It's a losing.
You know what I
battle.
kind of do? Like whenever I told you I was gonna bet on Clemson in the national championship game
Yeah.
because one, their odds are sick, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
I thought about it when you said it too.
I
I'm like,
told
that's
you I was like, I'm like Clemson's gonna win, and I felt it in my, and then seeing that happen, I like wanted to cry.
heartbreaking.
All right, now moving on to hockey. Leafs played last night. Big game, you know. You got one of the best in the West. Not really.
No, used to
One
be
of the
one
best
of the
lines
best
in the West. The best line in the West.
The struggling, and I mean struggling, Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
They'd lost. It was 9 of their last 10. I think it was 10 of their last 12 or something stupid like that. Like
Yeah.
bad coming in
They got shut out against the Habs on the
Yeah.
Saturday.
How do you get shut out against the Habs?
because it wasn't even Carey Price, was he? He's still hurt.
No,
gonna stay-
no, he's playing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All-star Carey Price.
All-star Carey Price.
Do we need to cover that again?
No.
I don't-
Oh, I don't even
No,
want to
no.
go.
All right,
more.
so the Leafs lose last night, 6-3. Now the score is not as indicative to the actual result.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
yeah,
It was
it was an ugly game.
It
all
really
around.
was. You know, the Leafs could have went up technically 3-0. But there was an offsides goal that was taken away from Par Lindholm, if I'm correct.
Yeah, first time since like October 13th or
Yeah,
something
so
like that too.
I mean,
He
there
played
was-
well. I'll give him that. Lindholm looked good.
yeah.
He was all over the ice.
So things could have gone the Leafs' way. Could have been 3-0, but some players didn't play as well as they should have. And when those players have a much maligned history of goofs, of bad results.
No, okay.
In big-time games, they come up short.
Okay,
and when the Leafs fans absolutely hate one guy,
they keep
and it all
keep
comes
on
to
hating
fruition.
Him, and it's fucking stupid.
On
the king of all
goddamn Monday night in Toronto.
the king of all brain farts.
Jake Gardiner.
Okay,
my voice levels are
mine went up. Sorry about your ears, folks. No, okay. Here's the thing with that game in particular. I get it. People don't like Gardner. Sure, they want to boo him. You're fucking stupid.
Wrong.
No. Okay. The biggest goal.
wrong.
Not wrong. The goal that everyone's all worked up about is the one that he lost the battle with the
Soderbergh.
On
a power play.
Did you see how that play started? Marner coughed that thing up like it was nothing.
But when
you're going to give Jake shit for turning over pucks.
Two
Fine.
strong hands on the stick when you're playing the puck in your own hand.
You got out-muscled, man. It's okay.
Go for it.
Marner turns the puck over on that play. Fine. Nobody said shit because Marner's still a hero. I get it. It's stupid.
Yep.
The knock on Gardner all year long has been he turns over the puck. I get it.
Not all year.
All his career. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have you seen the numbers?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I get it.
Call a spade a spade.
I get it. Have you seen the numbers this season? You know who leads the team in turnovers?
Yeah, Mitch Marner, probably.
No.
Austin Matthews.
No. Keep going.
John Tavares.
No, keep going.
Kadri?
No.
Forward or defense?
Defense.
Riley.
Morgan Riley by a significant amount.
Yeah.
He has he's sixth or seventh in the league in turnovers.
And whose numbers aren't what they are, what they normally.
He's on pace for over 50 points.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
He has 4. Yeah, he has. I'll pull it up.
Let's
but
do it.
his numbers are.
Who? Jake Gardner?
I put it.
Yeah, but Gardner got 50 points last year, but he's still shit in his own end.
He's playing with statistically the worst defenseman that the Leafs have. Zaitsev has the worst numbers on the defensive side of the game. You can't pair Jake Gardiner, who's an offensive weapon, with a defensive liability in Nikita Zaitsev, and blame Gardner for it.
Defensive liability?
He can't play defense. He can't get the puck out of his own end. He can't cover anyone because he's little.
On that, short-handed goal.
I get it. Jake Gardner's not meant to play defense. He's not good on the defensive side of the game.
Wow, that's a fucking problem. If you have a fucking defenseman who can't play defense.
I just had a brilliant idea. It's a little bit off topic, but it's a brilliant idea. Peter Chiarelli trades for Jake Gardiner and puts him on McDavid's wing.
No. I was going to say Darnell Nurse for Jake Gardiner. Let's get it done. I would do that trade in a heartbeat.
I would do that if I'm Edmonton.
Put Jake Gardner on McDavid's wing.
Yes, I'd rather have Jake Gardner than Darnell Nurse. Jake Gardner brings so much more to the offensive side of the game than Darnell Nurse.
To the offensive side of the game?
You need to stop pairing him with Nikita Zaitsev.
Okay, but what other...
If you put Jake Gardner with literally anyone else, put him with Dermott. Dermott's defensively aware. Put him with Dermott.
Is he?
Yes, dude.
Dude,
he's quick enough to recover.
Yeah.
You still
recovers
well.
In theory.
The thing with having Dermott on his side is that Gardner's going to make a mistake. It happens, whatever. But Dermott can catch him coming back. Zaitsev
can't have a guy. You can't have two offensive guys on one line.
That's what they do with Zaitsev and Gardner right now.
Zaitsev is not an offensive guy.
Zaitsev is literally ticketed as an offensive defenseman.
No, he's not.
He cannot play defense.
What are you doing? Looking at NHL 19?
Look at his numbers, dude.
Zaitsev?
I don't trust
he's
Zaitsev.
He's been the only time he ever put up decent numbers.
What does Mike Babcock trust Zaitsev for? Defense.
No.
Agreed?
For the penalty.
Agreed or disagree?
He puts him on the penalty
Agreed or
kill.
disagree?
Have you seen his penalty kill numbers?
That Mike Babcock loves him for his defense.
And he's wrong. He's wrong.
Sure.
He could be wrong, but in principle, what is he used for?
Right, but he uses them wrong. He uses that whole pairing wrong. If you put Gardner with O's, you put him maybe with Hainsey. I doubt it. Hainsey's too slow. You put him with Hall.
Okay.
You put him with literally anyone else.
Look,
turning it over.
I don't. Look, with your argument, there's two faults I have. One, it's not really a fault, but I don't think that there's a defenseman on this team that allows for Jake Gardiner to be able to be Jake Gardiner.
I'm with
and
Riley.
No,
I'm with them.
I don't think so. Because then you can't have. Then Riley can't be
Riley.
Riley.
Won't be.
That's what I mean.
Is that such a bad thing?
Yes, it
Yes.
is because
Yes.
Riley
Do
is a
you
better
need- do you
offensive guy
need-
than Jake Gardiner.
Do you need? This year.
Do you need
Riley to score 90 points?
you need Riley
You
to
need
engage
Riley to
the
be able
attack?
to be
Yes.
Riley. Because if Riley can't be Riley, then the
Then the power play is not going to be the power.
He has
play.
no power play points. Riley has, I think it's 7 power play points this year. It's not. that
Hence
big
the
a deal,
point that
dude.
you need to have a guy who's defensively aware in order for Riley to succeed and in order for the offense to succeed.
All right. The second problem that I had with your statement
Yeah,
was that you're wrong to boo Riley.
you're Gardner.
Sorry, Gardner. Morgan, you're mute. Look, you buy a ticket to the game.
Oh, don't give me this argument.
You're allowed to boo. Why aren't you allowed to boo? You boo when
It's your team, man. Like,
okay, but you boo. Shut up. You have fucking 4 teams.
regardless, I'm not going to boo anyone on those 4 teams, no matter how bad you play.
No, but
Is that going to help
you
anything?
guys do okay. But if your team doesn't are absolutely outplayed on the power play, regardless if it's the Leafs, do
Yeah.
teams not boo? Yes.
Teams
Sorry,
will
run
boo
that by
what
me
they
again.
do not
so
like.
you know when a power play is extremely ineffective.
Yeah, and
Teams
it's
boo.
fucking stupid to boo.
I agree. It's
Like,
stupid.
it's a
what does it
stupid
do?
thing
What-
to
what are you
do.
doing?
You make the player feel worse.
Yeah, like all
It
you're
doesn't
doing.
accomplish
It's
anything.
stupid.
But
So what's the
petty.
fucking
you
point?
have a right.
Yeah,
to be able
sure. You paid your $400 to sit in the 100
Exactly.
level seats. Sure, you have the right, but it's fucking stupid.
It's
I
stupid.
don't
It's
I
petty.
don't
We
disagree
can't
that it's
disagree
stupid,
with that.
But you can't fans are what's fans short for? Fanatic. Fanatics.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Leaf fans are fucking idiots, though, man.
Fickle.
Fans
Use the
are-
word
yeah.
fickle with
No,
Leaf
they're
fans.
idiots. Like you watch the front, like the 100 level
making us
section.
fucking go at each other, eh?
Oh man,
My
I will.
God.
I've been on Gardner's side for the past 3 years because it's like I understand
How many
Gardner
times
makes a
has he
lot of
let us down?
mistakes,
Every
but like
time.
the
Every
fact
every time.
what
Sorry. we're just-
How many
we're
times
having
has
like a
Gardner let us down in those last 3 years?
Like
Dude,
every time.
Ga-
It
Kate.
sucks because you never appreciate Gardner for when he does.
no,
his good
that's
stuff.
just it. Okay,
I
so the
absolutely
problem
agree
was
with
so
you,
last year's
but-
playoffs.
Yeah.
Did you watch Jake through games 1 to 6?
Sure.
He was the best defenseman on the team,
Sure.
hands down. It wasn't
Yeah.
even close. Game 7, he fucked up, and that's all people remember.
Because it's just like
It's
Cody
the
Parkey.
nature of the
It's-
beast.
It's one
the
game.
nature
What
of the
have you done
beast.
for me?
It's the
Nylander didn't
nature
show
of
up
the
for
beast.
7 games. Matthews showed up for 1.
Yeah.
Marner was good that year. Riley didn't do much.
But
Dermott was
when you
atrocious.
have-
Hainsey was horrible. Who's the one you blame? Gardner, who had 1 bad game.
Sure. It's
It makes no
absolutely stupid.
sense.
But in every scenario, there's always a scapegoat, right?
Yeah.
Like look at Bergevin. Bergevin's been the scapegoat forever in Montreal.
Yeah, the GM, because you should
But
be.
when people don't give him credit now, Max Domi trade, how?
Still, dude,
come on.
They're catching lightning in a bottle, though.
But still, like how you got killed for that trade even, like at the time.
I don't think
That's-
so.
No, he got killed at the time.
He got killed.
Really?
Because
Everything I heard
everybody
said it
was saying
even.
you
'Cause
traded the one
Galchenyuk was still
guy.
the better guy.
You said everybody
And
said
now,
you traded the
there's
one
no
guy.
doubt. There's no doubt.
Yeah, like you said, oh, we traded the guy who was supposed to be the number 1 center. You picked him 3rd overall,
everything
and then
I
you traded him
heard-
for a guy who was 13th
Everything I
overall,
heard from
whatever
that
it
was a good trade
was
for
a
both
winger.
sides because they both needed a change of scenery. That's the
Sure.
only thing I heard.
But if you went into the year, who was the guy that you expected to succeed more? Galchenyuk. Agreed?
Sure.
Come on. So, yes.
I don't know, man. They
It-
both had off years.
Sure. In every scenario, though, I'm just using this as an example to how people are fickle. They
Yeah.
choose who they want to disagree with, who they want to get on their ass for.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because
I get
but
that.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like the reason why Matthews, Nylander gets it. Marner,
Nylander gets it
Riley,
this year. He hasn't.
Nylander's getting it like
He's
a
a lot,
hell
yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
But the
That's his
reason why these
contract, right?
guys
It's-
get like Draisaitl is he gets it.
Yeah, 'cause
and look
they're
at
contracts.
but look at his numbers though. You're not going to tell
Oh,
me.
they're great,
Oh,
but he hasn't been
Draisaitl's-
getting it this year. This year he's been getting the support.
We have to have it's not the Draisaitl contract problem. It's everything else around him.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of.
I mean, I'm sure
That's
it
what I
is.
mean.
But like, the thing with Jake, you're paying him what is it 4? It's 4 or 5, isn't it,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
He's a second pairing
There's
defenseman
no
at
reason-
least on every team
For
in
the
the
amount
NHL.
that you pay him and the amount of
That's a
flack he gets,
steal.
it's
It's stupid.
It's not warranted.
It's a steal of a deal. Man.
And it's not. The thing is, it's not Kyle Dubas's fault.
Yeah.
It's not Mike Babcock's fault. It's previous regimes
Mhm.
because they haven't done anything to affect the blue line
Mhm.
in years.
Yeah.
Like, when
well,
was
they
the
have
last
they've
year?
drafted well recently.
Yes,
Like
Sandy and
the Dubas regime has kind of.
But what I mean is,
Yeah.
no one has done anything in the last.
They haven't.
Look at the last 2 playoff runs. They haven't gotten a defenseman.
Lou quietly fucked up this team.
Lou, you want to have this conference? Let's just do it. Lou made some awful moves.
He was not. He was not a
100%
great GM here.
No,
Like, what did he do? What did he do for the team?
Matt Martin.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Bad move.
Bad
move,
Zaitsev.
dude. He lasted a year, didn't do anything, got sat the next
He was
year.
just a guy for
Zaitsev,
the
bad
room,
contract.
though.
Mechanic. If you look back on that trade,
Bad trade. You gave away a second round, and
For
you got nothing out of him in the season,
got-
and a couple good games in the playoffs.
Yeah, 2 good.
Brian Boyle, same thing. No points as a Leaf.
Yeah,
1 point as a Leaf. Assist
the one
in the playoffs.
Yeah,
No regular season points as a Leaf.
yeah,
You gave away a second round for him.
yeah.
So what did Lou do right when he was here?
Which
He drafted Austin Matthews. Sure, that was
That's a no-brainer.
it's a giveaway.
In Lou's defense for the 2 trades, like their rentals, fine, whatever.
Yeah, but
those are
that's a
passable.
high price to pay for a
It's really
fourth
just
line.
it's
You put 'em
Zaitsev.
both-
It's just Zaitsev.
you put 'em
It's
on-
Zaitsev. It's Zaitsev.
But your rentals became fourth line centers. You could pick up literally
You
anyone
know that
as a
was the
fourth
move
line
that they were
center.
doing.
Was it Lou that did the Freddie trade, or was it before him?
I believe that.
It was Lou.
Yeah,
I think it was Lou.
that was the one move I can give to Lou. That was a good call.
It was a phenomenal move. Yeah.
They still lost
because
Sam
it was
Steele in the draw, but
it wasn't on the same day as the math. Like it was a couple hours.
it was.
Or
I think it was.
before.
I think Anderson
Matthews
was
got
before
drafted.
Matthews got
No,
drafted.
but
wasn't it?
like I remember it was.
It was
on
a couple
the screen
days. It wasn't
that
yeah.
like they overviewed the trade and stuff. What else did Lou do?
dick all. He drafted Matthews. So look at the core right now, right? So Marner, not a Lou guy.
Nope.
Nylander, not a Lou guy.
Lou guy.
Matthews.
Actually, Marner is a Lou guy.
No, he's not.
Isn't he?
No, because he got drafted before Matthews. And
that was the
Lou's
year-
first season was Matthews.
I think it was the year that
He came in after that draft. It was like that Marner pick was a Dubas Hunter combo.
Yeah,
It was that
'cause
year when they didn't have a GM for a bit.
the
Shanahan,
Nylander-
it was
the
Shanahan,
Nylander was the guy
Dubas.
before. Yeah, you're right.
So then Lou came in, he was handed Austin Matthews. He didn't
Yeah,
draft
it's just
Austin
like
Matthews.
the McDavid, Eichel. It's like crediting Peter Chiarelli for
Yeah.
taking Connor McDavid.
Morgan Riley, not a Lou move.
No, that was Brian Burke.
Even Jake Gardiner, definitely not a Lou move.
No.
John Tavares, not a Lou move.
No.
Who else? Nas, not a Lou move.
Brian
Not
Burke.
a
No,
Lou
the
move.
contract
The
wasn't
contract
a
was
Lou
signed
move.
before Lou.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we had this conversation in the newsroom that the
And that's
Riley
a steal
and
of a
Lou-
contract too.
Well, I mean the
with
Riley
Cat.
and Kadri contract.
Yeah.
They were in that interim period with
He couldn't find a backup goalie for about 3 months. Signed Jonas Enroth to a stupid deal.
Yep.
Let that walk.
Somehow you ran into magic with McElhaney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he caught lightning in a bottle. Great. Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is on this?
But look-
Connor Brown wasn't a Lou guy.
Sure, but look, the one bad move that Lou made, it's really, if we boil down to it,
He didn't do any. All he did.
he didn't do much.
He didn't do anything. He just changed the culture.
No, sorry.
He brought in Freddie and changed the
Yeah.
culture.
It was
That Dubas is reversing
It's
anyways.
like it's one positive move and one negative move. Positive, Freddie Anderson. Negative, Zaitsev.
Big negative.
Like
Positive.
it's incredible though
Big
that
negative.
some teams really like Nikita Zaitsev. Like they think that
Because
he's a good
yeah,
he's a good
defenseman.
power play guy.
He's a right-handed.
But he
shot.
doesn't
But
get
he doesn't get to
like
play
I remember
because
that first
Riley.
year, he had like what?
I'll pull up his
30 points or
numbers,
something?
man.
I
Like
think
they
Brent
were.
was onto something when he said that, you're pairing Gardiner with literally the worst possible player
He's
on the team to
statistically the
pair
worst
him with.
defenseman
Yeah.
in the league.
Like if you had
Or on the team, sorry.
Gardner paired with a guy who's defensively sound,
Mhm. You're setting
he'd be
Gardner
a
up
very
to fit.
effective player. And if you had Zaitsev paired with a guy who, fits that, he's kind of like a two-way guy where he's supposed to be a steady defensive player like Babs wants him to be.
Can
but
either of you name me the top any number of guys in the top 5 in turnovers
on the Leafs.
in the league
For
for defensemen? Sorry,
Drew Doughty's one.
Drew Doughty's number 1.
Yep, that's it.
It works for Drew Doughty normally because
Carlson.
Carlson's not up there.
Really?
No, 'cause he's playing second line minutes. He doesn't turn it up over as much.
Burns. No.
Burns is there. Burns is 5th. He was 3rd
Letang?
a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. Letang's not up there.
Letang's not there. Who else is a puck here?
The rest of them aren't.
Yossi.
No,
Subban.
no. Subban's been
he's-
hurt.
He's
he
been
normally
hurt.
is
Yeah,
in the
those
top.
numbers are
Yeah.
skewed.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So you're not going to get the rest.
List them.
So it's Doughty 1,
Yeah.
Matheson 2,
Mike
Matheson.
man.
yeah, Aaron Ekblad
I was
3,
gonna say Ekblad. So-
Jeff Petrie 4, Brent Burns 5.
Yep.
So here's the thing with the leaders of that one, right? Like they're going to turn the puck over
Yeah, it's a given.
because they're offensive and it happens. Whatever.
You have to take chances.
You have
in
Drew
order
Doughty.
To score.
You have Drew Doughty paired with Jake Muzzin.
And Derek Forbert at times.
Yeah,
both
defensive-
both of which guys
defensive
that are
defenseman,
defensively
right?
sound.
Yeah.
Mike Matheson, I don't think he's paired with anyone.
He's a defensive. He's a two-way guy.
That's a
but
weird
he's-
one. That's an anomaly to me. I'm
They're
surprised.
kind
he's
of
that
both
high.
two-way guys.
Yeah.
Which is why it sucks.
Ekblad is with Yandel, is he not?
I thought it's Matheson and thing.
I'll check that. I'll give that a look.
Which
I thought it's Matheson and Ekblad because
Is
isn't
it?
Ekblad right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Ekblad's
You don't pair
right
either of them
hand
with
shot.
Yandel?
So yeah, because Matheson's a left.
Ugh, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Petrie.
That'd be funny though.
Peachy played a lot of the minutes when Weber's
And Petrie's been good, like points
And-
wise. No, like I absolutely.
and then
agree with
Burns
you.
is paired with Vlasic, who's a
Look,
fucking.
the
wolf.
one. Forget Leafs fans.
Matheson is
being
paired
wait.
with
Forget Leafs fans being fickle about adding Wayne Simmons, adding another forward. Goddamn, add a defenseman.
Yeah.
I don't care if
Yeah.
it's a Jake Muzzin. Add
Yeah,
someone.
I think
something.
realistically, like the defense is
You
close.
can't have your top two defensemen be offensive guys
No.
because they need someone to
the
cover.
the offense is the defense is close. Like you've got, I think, the answer for the Riley partner is sitting in the press box right now, and it's Justin Hall.
Marincin?
No, yeah, you know what? Marinson's been good
That's what
this
I
year.
mean. That's what I mean.
It's
Like,
better than
'cause
Hainsey
he's
this year.
Steadier defensive. Like
He also has only played once every couple months. It's tough to be bad. If you're on a
Sure.
good stretch, it
Yeah.
looks better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Justin Hall comes into that lineup.
I don't know, I'm
He's
not-
sound on both sides, man. Like he's not great, but,
But
But
he
you
needs
don't
to
need
work.
sound. You don't need
You
sound.
need
on
a
both sides.
rock. You
Yeah.
literally need a
Which
defensive
still,
rock.
okay, yeah, I get it,
Fine.
but you have a lot of other holes you need to fill. So you shore up that. Even if you put Hall down to the third pairing with like Dermot Hall would be fun.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun. Like no, I
Either way,
absolutely agree with
regardless. So you go Dermot Hall. That third pairing's fine. That's not going to make that many mistakes. That second pairing, you got to you need to get rid of Zaitsev.
you. Like
off.
I don't like Brett Pesci,
I don't like Brett Pesci. I like Jake
but
Muzzin.
I don't know much about Muzzin. But
Muzzin's-
like, sure.
Muzzin's been good defensively
Is he a
for his
lefty?
entire career. He might be.
That's what I mean.
I believe he's a lefty.
Do you put and then so say you do that right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you put Riley on the right and Muzzin on the left on the first pair.
No, I
Right?
put Gardner.
Stop doing Gardner Riley.
No, Gardner Muzzin. I was gonna say
Gardner on the right.
Gardner left, Muzzin right. I
I
don't think.
that.
I think
don't
Muzzin didn't
Babs
Muzzin
does
not
that.
switch over. What is Doughty?
Doughty's a right.
Doughty's a
Never mind.
right-hander.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They were
Like-
saying Dougie Hamilton.
No,
I
no.
d-
We
I
had
wouldn't
this
want him.
conversation
I
the other
wouldn't
day.
want
had
him.
this conversation. Like it just doesn't make sense. Why do you need 3 offensive defensemen? 4 include Travis Dermott.
Here's the thing.
5
Yeah,
include
I
Nikita
don't think
Zaitsev.
I'd
Your
want him.
one defensive defenseman
The-
is Ron Hainsey.
Yeah, the thing with Dougie too is he didn't work out in Boston. Something was up there.
Yep.
They
Didn't
got rid of
work
him.
out in Calgary
He went to
either.
he went to Calgary. Something
He
was
had
up
Freddie,
there. He's gone.
Lost Freddie, his brother,
Yeah.
and then
They brought
made
in
a
Freddie
stink.
to try and please him. Like he was an
Exactly.
issue, and then so they
So
trade
there's
him.
a problem.
And now there's an issue in Carolina. They're already looking to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I
3
mean, like-
strikes, you're out.
there's
That's
got to
what
be
I mean.
something up
Like
there,
even
right?
though I don't like a Brett Pesci, is he a number 1 guy? No.
No.
But so then would he be a top? Like would he pair with Riley?
Pesci?
Yeah. And then you move Hainsey down with Gardner.
Well, realistically, it's like is Hainsey a first pairing defenseman?
No, obviously.
No.
So then I guess.
So
yeah.
I mean, you're improving,
But then you're moving Carolina's third pairing guy to your first pair.
yeah,
That's how bad. That's how bad.
That's how bad
Look,
it
even
is,
though Carolina has a
our
great
whole
defense,
side on the right
Leafs
side is bad.
suck.
The
And,
whole
like,
right
look,
side is bad.
Look, and there's no improvement in the system. No, there's none because Liljegren's
Lily plays
not an
both sides,
offensive.
is he
He's
not?
an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy.
He's working on it,
Nah,
he's not-
but
Sandy's a
everybody.
He's
defensive
never.
guy.
Sandy's a two-way guy. I
Yeah.
would say,
but he's
left.
good on the defensive
He's
side.
left.
Yeah, he can play both.
That's what I mean.
Like
Left,
you need
right's
a,
a joke.
you need like a
It's-
tall
hey, but
rock.
You know, we've had this conversation. Left, right is a joke
Yeah,
until
it
comes
matters.
to exactly lineups, and it just doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and we still have more on this. I'm tuckered out on this, but like, okay.
I want to see if I can find that.
So what do you think it would take to get Brett Pesci? Let's roll through trades.
Zaitsev? No,
No, they're not going to take
They don't
Brett
think
Zaitsev.
Zaitsev. That's a big contract. Aren't
No, trade to St. Louis. Look, I think like
You could retain
Yanni
him,
in a
but,
second?
oh fuck! I don't want to lose Yanni.
Of course you don't
The
want
thing,
to lose
no,
Yanni.
the thing that scares
You
me.
move up Trevor Moore.
That's my play.
That's
which
what I do.
Sucks because I don't even know if you.
I don't
want to
give up Yanni, but he's the RFA.
The move might be Yanni because you're gonna have to pay him. You're not gonna have to pay
GM.
Trevor Moore.
What's up, guys?
This
is an explicit podcast.
You're not gonna have to.
Come on.
You're not gonna have to pay Trevor Moore in the end of the year.
That's what I mean. You got him. You got him on 2 more years
Yeah.
at just above league min.
Yeah.
Come on. The move is Yanni a 2. Hell, I'll just do a 1 for Pesci straight up. Like
I don't think
I
they do
need
that.
something. I need they said today on Insider Trading the least first round pick would be available at the Rice price.
The Rice
Dude.
price.
Yeah, whatever.
So they're looking for Kyler Yamamoto.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. No, they want Cliff Boo. But look, the least they're not going to win the Stanley Cup with this defensive core. Can we finally put that
Let's
to rest?
agree. I'll agree to that 100%.
Don't you think it's
Okay,
possible?
this is the thing
You
too.
wait, no, as in no.
I think they have a chance. I think they can win it.
With
I don't think
this,
so.
with this defense,
can't beat
they can
Boston.
win
You
the Stanley Cup.
They can't beat
See,
Boston.
this is the thing. Everyone's looking at this like you can't beat Boston thing. Your goal isn't to beat Boston.
No, your goal.
You're
is to
gonna
win the
run into that
Stanley Cup.
matchup, sure. You're hoping to avoid
And
that
you know
matchup.
what other matchup you're going to run into? Tampa.
And they play. Did you see their game against Tampa? They outplayed Tampa.
Leave me hanging here, bud. We said Tampa.
Whole-
They outshot them. They outplayed them. You know who won that game?
That's
Vasilevsky.
one game.
That's who you have
That's
to,
the only game
but
they
that's
played
who you
this
have to
That's
go up against.
one
Right.
game.
They're-
You're
he's not
telling me
gonna
over
steal-
a 7-game series, you're not going to take Tampa Bay to beat the Toronto
Yes,
Maple
I
Leafs
take-
every single time.
Tampa's not good in the playoffs, but
Tampa Bay is winning the Stanley Cup
I'm
this
looking
year.
at the really.
Mark my words.
Oh wait! When's the last time a 1 seed? When's the last time a President's Trophy winner has won the cup?
The Caps won the President's
Nope.
Trophy? Or was
No.
They were
last year
the
was the
year.
Predators,
All the
I
years they won
believe.
the President's Trophy, they sucked. They finished middle of the pack last year and won it. Teams that win the President's Trophy, especially by that much, don't win.
Tampa Bay
Doesn't
is
matter,
like
man.
up here.
Great. So was Detroit when they were 20 games ahead of everybody else. They still lost in
Tampa
the third
Bay's
round.
here. The Leafs are here.
Fine. I'm not
And
saying
under
the I
15
don't.
loads of shit is the Oakland A's. Are we
There's
even
good
going to
teams.
touch that? Are we even
There's
gonna touch
bad
that?
teams.
I don't know.
If we
might
get
just,
to it.
We might just, you know what? I say we just like go full on Leafs for the rest
Yeah,
of
we're
can't.
we're running out
Let's
of
just do
time.
trade possibilities.
What was I gonna say? No, before we even get there,
Tampa,
I don't
I
think
don't
the Leafs
know.
are the team to win it this year. I wouldn't say they can't win it with this team. Their offense is dried up.
And what happens
Matthews
when
has
your offense
one goal in
dries
his
up?
last 10. Marner's scoring. Marner's the only one. Marner and Tavares are the only
When
one
Mitch
scoring
Marner's
goals.
scoring,
Something's wrong. He's the only one scoring. Nas can't put a puck in the net. Nylander can't put a puck in the net. What do you call it? Lindholm hasn't scored since October.
Okay, but he's
He's your fourth line.
Yeah,
He still hasn't scored since October. Most fourth line. Freddie's got more goals in that time than he does. And Freddie's not a goal scorer.
Freddie the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the goat.
I thought you meant Anderson. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Freddie had more. Riley had a slump there. I'm trying to think. Matthews can't score. The power play is terrible. It's like under 20% at this point, as opposed to the 38 that it was in the first month. Like that offense is going to come back at some point.
For sure.
Yeah, well,
So if they come back that hot in the playoffs, like they can beat some teams. If Freddie stands on his head, if Freddie pulls a Vasilevsky, which he's shown that he can do before,
Like on paper, Tampa's the favorites.
yeah.
But does Nashville have a chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does Vegas have a chance? Somehow, yes. Fleury steals games apparently.
I don't agree with
but I
this,
believe
yeah.
in the.
Does
the
Winnipeg have a
Vegas-
chance?
Yeah. Does
Yes.
Pittsburgh have a chance?
Yes.
Yes, like there's so much
Does
parity
Boston
in
have a
this
chance?
league. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even like because like
Yeah.
but like maybe.
They do.
Does Tampa have a chance? Yes. Do the Leafs have a
Tampa's-
chance? Yes.
I don't believe in the Leafs defense. Like
That's
it's just
the-
a
that's
matter
the
of
one
It
thing.
does
Like-
not matter.
what wins championships. Scoring 5 goals a game.
Goalies.
Scoring 5
Defense
goals.
does not win championships. Name me
Okay.
the last
Who-
team. Name
But
me
look,
the last Stanley
are
Cup
we-
winner
but-
with good
okay,
defense.
No, I agree. You need a hot goalie to be hot as shit.
Name me the
the play-
last Stanley Cup winner with good defense.
Chicago's
Yeah.
always
Chicago.
had good defense. They,
5 years ago now? 4 years ago? 5 years ago.
they were all in their prime at the time.
5 years ago.
4.
There's been 4 years ago. There's been 3 Stanley Cup winners since then that have had horrible defense.
But it's system.
Pittsburgh could not play defense
But
worth their shit.
Pittsburgh-
Last year,
we-
Kempney was good with Carlson, who's also good.
Yeah, outside of that,
Who's their
it's a
second
dumpster fire.
Orpik.
Orlov, I think, was
Niskanen.
there.
Orpik,
Yeah,
Orlov.
dude,
Those are
Orpik-
good defensive
Orpik-
guys, though.
no.
But those are defensive
No.
guys. No, but look.
Orpik looked like a turnstile.
But they're defensive defensemen. You know
But
what
they
I mean?
weren't doing it. They weren't playing. They won because Holtby stood on his head, and Ovechkin just decided to light the world on fire.
Look, is it possible? Like, okay. Let's go like percentage wise in just to reach the Stanley Cup. Tampa in the East,
They have the best chance
50%. Let's say 50.
to reach the Cup final.
Yeah,
You got to think, man. They got to come through. So first round they'll get probably Montreal or Buffalo.
win.
It's a win.
Yeah,
Could be a tough series against Montreal. They're gritty enough.
yeah.
Carey Price could steal some games if
Max Domi
if
could
he's
pull
Carey Price.
some sly
It could be
shit.
a long series. I doubt it. If Carey Price
Sure.
shows up like Carey Price, he could
Sure.
win some games. It's not going to be a tough one, but
No.
you'll get some
It could
pushback.
be like
Second round, you're
games.
getting Boston because it's either Boston or Toronto.
wow, you're gonna count it. So you don't even believe in the Leafs?
I don't-
Fuck off.
The-
What the fuck?
The thing I'm hoping for is that Boston falls out of the
Yeah,
Atlantic.
The walk against Tampa.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
because then they're beaten down for the second round. I think.
sure.
People are always talking about trying to beat Boston. It's like I don't think that's the play.
I
Boston's
think
more
so.
of a different
Mental
team than
thing. It's a
everyone
There's a
else.
mental
lot
thing
of
at this
there's a
point.
lot of you got to slay the beast in order to win. Look at Pittsburgh
Yeah.
last year. You got to slay the Penguins in order to win.
It's just a mental hump. Like I said it before. Like imagine if it was the Caps both those times in 2009 and in 2016, 2017. They played each other all 3 times second round. Imagine if it was the Caps that won all 3 of those. You don't think they would have had the team and the momentum to take it all 3 of those times?
Yeah, but they didn't.
No, but it was the Penguins. It was
Yeah.
the other way around,
Yeah.
right? Like they won all 3.
Everyone's
of
got their
those.
beast, right? I just think there's a chance Toronto beats Boston, but I think you got to get them deeper than the first. If you come into a healthy Boston, that's hard to win.
That's what I mean. Like, and we're talking about your goalie has to win the game, but you need to help your goalie in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And right now, what the Leafs are doing does not help Freddie.
Tell that to Matt Murray
But look,
But they
Justin
played a
Schultz-
system.
or Marc-Andre Fleury, who
Justin
just
Schultz
They played
carried
a
the night.
was
system
playing
in
as a first line-
Pittsburgh.
first
Like,
pairing
that was
guy.
a well-coached team because everybody on that team came from Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
Dude, they were
already
giving up. They
under
were
Mike
giving up like
Sullivan.
over 38 shots a game. Matt Murray was standing on his head
Okay,
for both
but
cup
who
runs.
averages the most shots in the
You ever-
league?
you ever
when he
look
plays?
at-
who averages the most shots in the league when he plays? Craig Anderson
Craig
or
Anderson
Freddie
or
Anderson?
Freddie
No,
or
John
Frederick
Gibson.
Lundqvist.
No.
This year's John Gibson.
Yes, but I
Yeah, but
said
because Freddie
And
hasn't
it's
been
been John
playing as
Gibson
many
for a while.
games.
No, even before
the last 2
before
years,
Freddie
who
went down.
faced the most shots? Freddie.
Freddie and Gibson. Gibson's been near the top for.
Regardless, you understand. You're just throwing in Freddie, fucking John.
No,
Gibson,
okay, yeah,
just-
but
that's what I
think-
mean.
Yeah,
Like
Freddie faces a lot of shots. Yeah, but Freddie also needs
he
it.
faces the
Freddie
most
also
shots.
He
plays
faces
the most games.
shots out of everybody
He also
last
plays
year.
more games than anyone, which is
Sure,
stupid. But
but
I think him getting hurt this year is the best thing that could happen for the Leafs.
yeah,
He's not going to play that. He missed what, 8 games, something like
Something
that.
or other.
That's 8 games off that he didn't get last year.
Fair.
I mean,
My dad raised the point to me. He's like, the Leafs are not winning a cup with Freddie Anderson as their goalie.
Wrong.
And
Yeah,
I'm
my
like,
dad
you're
hates-
you're
my
wrong.
dad
They're
hates
gonna win
Freddie.
a cup. He's like, how much you want to bet that they're not
No,
going to
you're
win a
wrong.
Stanley Cup with Frederick Anderson as their goalie? I'm
Freddie
like,
is
Dad, I'll
not
put
the
$50
problem.
on this. They're going to win a Stanley
but
Cup.
you know
with
what?
him.
I also thought in my head, I was like, you know who could go on a goddamn run? Garrett motherfucking Sparks.
But if you look at it in the East,
Freddie gets hurt.
how many
and
goalies
yeah,
are
like,
there?
could you not see
Gary
it?
Matt or
How many
Matt
goalies
Murray's
are there in the
Basically.
East? How many goalies
That's
are
exactly what he
That's
needed,
what I'm
right?
thinking.
Fleury went down. Murray's like, fuck it, I'm in.
Yeah, that's what I
Carried
mean.
it.
Like,
Name me whatever goalies you'd take over Frederick Anderson in the East.
in the East, Vasilevsky.
Apparently,
Vasilevsky.
Jimmy Howard
Playoff hole.
and Carey Price. That's the play. The 906 save percentage really does it for me. I love it. don't.
Mitch
I
Marner,
love the puck.
William
in the back
Nylander
of
for Jimmy Howard. Let's get it
the
done.
net. Man, we need
need
the
it
brick
real
wall and net.
Damn.
That'll win us the cup. Jimmy Howard.
All-star
is the reason
Jimmy
we have to win
Howard.
a cup. We need Jimmy Howard.
You know what? Throwing Danny DeKaiser at the same time.
Yes.
Fucking Mike Green.
Oh my god!
What a.
Remember last year when everyone's like, "Let's get Mike Green."
Oh.
Yeah, what a.
I'm like,
What?
looking
What does
back
that
at it now,
help?
Jesus,
What
it's
does that
it'd be
help?
worse. Cause like, look, all right. Do you guys want to throw out some trade possibilities?
Yeah,
for the
before we get to that, what are the odds you think Lily comes up this year? Is
Leafs?
he
If he
back?
didn't get hurt,
Is he back yet?
I don't think so.
I kind of want to figure that one out. Because do you
See, the thing with guys like Dermott and Lilly is that their athleticism makes up for their defense, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't trust them to play with a guy like Jake Gardiner because
100%.
because of how young.
but
they're young and dumb.
would you trust Hainsey to play with Gardner? Do you think that would improve
I think it
the
actually. would.
Zaitsev? That's like he helps Riley out. As old as he is and as slow as he
Could
is,
you
like
not
he's still
could you not go back to Riley Zaitsev?
that was a
It wasn't
Zaitsev's
bad.
rookie
Wasn't
Zaitsev's
bad.
rookie year. That was
Now
a
the crazy
wasn't
thing
it?
is though they were like -20.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is kind of what you do.
Gardner's a
want
different
because
player though, right?
Riley's getting all his points 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
nuts.
want him to be a 5-on-5 monster, especially come
But
playoffs.
if it could cover
Lily is an ugly dude.
yeah, the hairline,
Oh,
it's
dude,
bad.
just
Yeah,
like
the nose also.
Everything, man. Look at his like the whole.
It's a cut.
The
It's
whole
a bad
thing,
cut.
it's so
yeah,
bad.
It's not great.
Look at that.
Why would you go to ESPN for hockey news?
I was looking for game by game. I
No.
wanted to see if he's back yet.
No. Okay. Trades. Pesci, everyone's, talked about Nylander.
I
Like,
think the price is
I'm
too
not-
high on Brett Pesci.
which is stupid because
Here's the
he's
thing-
playing third pair on Carolina.
Here's the thing with Carolina,
what do you think
man.
they'd get for Dougie Hamilton if they're trying to trade him?
I don't think Carolina's actually
I don't
as
think
shopping as much as
why
people
would
think.
you trade Dougie Hamilton right now? I think that's the stupidest
because
thing.
you have to basically take from your surplus
Okay,
and
but
put
who
it
would
towards your
trade-
need.
who would-
They can't score.
But who would trade?
Or they need goaltending. Like
all right, let's do Janssen in a 3.
For
Dougie.
I don't want.
Is his
Dougie
value
now.
that low? If his value's that low, I'm doing that trade.
I don't think it. See, this is what
No.
I'm saying. I
See,
don't
there's
think,
like a cost. There's a cost
I don't know.
benefit
It's either
kind of
Carolina
thing.
has their.
If the cost is so bad, then I'm willing to take the risk.
It's either Carolina has their players priced way too high,
Yep.
or they're not shopping because it's been rumored for 3 years now that they're looking for forwards and they're going to shop their depth of defensemen. But
Mhm.
have you seen any of them get traded?
No,
Hannafin.
but they got
Come
a
on, they got a
defenseman
defenseman back.
Dougie Hamilton, who is arguably better.
Yeah. So they just strengthened their decor. They lost a forward in
but
that
at
deal.
the same time, yeah, they gave up Elias
Lindholm,
Lindholm, who was
yeah.
a 5th overall pick.
But Ferland scored 20 plus goals last year. Like,
Yeah,
if you
but
look
like-
at the trade on the surface,
It's the same thing.
it was like a fair trade before, and it literally bombed
Mm.
for Carolina.
Ferland had a good start.
And it's really just because, you know what, that trade still doesn't look as bad if Dougie Hamilton was playing like Doug. It wasn't just a head case, and you could just have him because you could cross off that Lindholm is playing as good as he is because he's playing with Monahan and Gaudreau, right? That's just like a product of the system kind of
I
thing.
think Lindholm was. He
Lindholm's
doesn't put up these numbers
like-
without them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Could he put up similar numbers if he was on like a line with Aho? Similar, but not as
he's
good.
not
as,
this.
not
He's
this
good.
level.
He was
He's
trending
not playing
upwards,
with
but he's
elite-
not.
elite of elite
Yeah.
players. Noah Hannafin, he's just a solid all-around defenseman, right? He doesn't put up that big of
He's
points.
still young, too. He's younger than Dougie.
He's got room to
exactly.
grow.
The ceiling is, I feel, higher with Hannafin than it is with Dougie. Is that a bit of a stretch? Maybe, but
The floor is higher with Dougie because he's done it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah.
But sure, no, I agree that Hannafin's ceiling is higher than Dougie. But the production of like right now, Dougie should be outperforming.
100% he should.
And he's
Dougie
not.
should be the better player right now.
Yeah, and if he was himself, then the trade would have been fine. Ferland, it was expiring guy for expiring guy, right? Basically with him and Lindholm.
But Lindholm was a free agent. He was an
He
RFA. Yeah.
But
So it wasn't even
isn't
expiring.
Ferland
He
an
was expired.
UFA?
This year, sure.
I think so.
Didn't Lindholm sign like a 6-year deal?
No, I'm Ferland.
I know, but like,
Yeah.
so
he
it wasn't
signed an
even really.
extension.
You knew you were going to sign him to something.
Mhm.
What about the fact that
Lily's
like
still out, eh?
Dougie
Yeah.
Hamilton on Carolina versus Noah Hannafin on Calgary? Like both of them right now, like if you compare Hannafin
Mm-hmm.
to what Dougie Hamilton did, like he's already surpassed what Dougie was doing. Is he not?
Is he
Like-
though? I don't think Hannafin's done much. I could be way off on that.
It's
out of my ass,
like
but-
a product of the system, right? Because I think
Yeah.
he's playing with Gio.
But this is also like the
or
best
is he-
hockey
What a-
we've ever
what a
seen from the Flames in a
pair.
long while.
That's what I mean. So it's kind of like, so the one thing where the Leafs could get Dougie
No,
and
his
I'd
point
be
numbers are
happy is because you put Dougie in this locker room. And do you think that like
You know what pace Hannafin's point numbers are at?
Oh my.
50 points?
Less than Jake Gardner's.
Yeah, but that's,
47 games.
you know who
played.
plays defense? Not Jake Gardiner.
Yeah, that's not the point.
Noah Hannafin has
Does Noah
23
Hannafin?
points.
I don't need points.
Does Noah Hannafin?
Noah
play
Hannafin
defense?
has 23 points in 47 games.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Gardner had 27 in 40 or 24 in 40.
Noah Hannafin is
something.
21 years of age.
That's true. I'll give him that. I'm just saying they're putting up the same production. I'm trying to find the defensive numbers, but
Last year, Noah Hannafin put up 32 points in 79 games.
yeah, like he's improved. I get it. Like it's a big deal for what do you call it, for Calgary. But what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, like the trade is like I was saying with Dougie Hamilton. I think that if you put him in the Leafs locker room, even though yes, he was in Boston's locker room and they have like Bergeron, Chara, like big leadership guys.
Yeah.
I trust. I don't know why I put my trust in the Leafs, but like I think if he goes into that locker room, into the Leafs locker room, that he can conform to like the,
How?
Mm.
What's the leadership core in Toronto?
I think that like,
bunch of kids.
If he gets moved again, like, yo, bud, it's make or break it time. Like this has been 4 teams in your young career.
Jimmy Butler would
Yeah.
disagree.
Yeah, well,
Like some guys don't learn, man. Like some guys are
It's
just tough
just
to
an
play
ego
with.
problem. I don't
Yeah.
know.
but look, if
I don't think he has an
it
ego.
sucks
I just
because-
think
it sucks because like Dougie Hamilton is an offensive guy, but
He's
is
not a
also-
fit for
he's
Toronto.
Also like 6'3", so
yeah,
like,
but he's not a fit for Toronto.
I don't think he's.
I agree. So okay, Dougie Hamilton, not on the
Out.
list.
I don't want him.
Pesci,
I don't want him. But
yes.
it's the cost is too high
Is it?
for a third pairing defenseman.
But he's
Who's
not
gonna
third
end
pairing
up being
your
your? Yeah, but do you really want to improve your
To
first
be
pair with the
honest,
third
I
pairing?
wouldn't mind Slavin.
No, I want to go. If I'm
team?
gonna
Obviously,
pay,
you want Slavin.
But
Come on,
is
they
he
were
left?
talking
Is he left?
Yeah.
Ah.
If
But
I'm-
he can play. He plays on the right.
if I'm gonna go after someone for my first pairing at that price, it's gonna be someone good.
I don't think the price is that high. That's what I'm trying
is
to tell you.
is the
If it
Leafs
wasn't, then they
first
would have
round
traded
pick and
half their
play?
roster already.
Like at this point in the Leafs management, like
oh
when
shit,
they're looking
Pesci's
for
playing in the
this,
first pair now with
Is he?
Slavin. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
like is the Leafs first
On
round pick
Carolina.
not
He's
in
on
play
the
this
third.
year?
Hmm?
Like if you're the Leafs and you're trying to make a run for it this year, is your first round pick not in play? Like what
For
else
the
do you
Leafs,
Yeah.
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
what else do
But
you
I'm
have?
not trading.
You're
it,
done. You're done building the future.
But
the
I'm not
future's here.
trading it for a defenseman. Or sorry,
not?
We've done like an hour of Leafs talks. I'm not doing it for a forward. I'm not doing it for Wayne
No.
Simmons. Who else?
No,
Oh,
no, no.
100%.
Yeah, it's got to be like Petrangelo.
Yep.
It's got to be Pareko. It's
Yep.
got to be not Dumba anymore.
Dumba.
Sorry, pal.
Oh, I would still do that deal.
Does that help you
I'd
this
still
year?
do Nylander for Dumba right now.
I'd love Dumba's one leg.
But like he comes
Did
back.
he
in
not tear
March.
his
He's
ACL?
coming back in, no, it's spring.
Is it?
I
Okay.
don't think it was. It's even
I was gonna say if it was a torn, it's he got surgery on it.
No, I know, but he's out for at least.
He's
3
out
months.
for 3
Three.
to 4 months,
Yeah.
Okay.
whatever it was.
3.
It's a tough thing to come back from.
No, I know, but
I don't think that's the play this year. If you're gonna do it, do it next year.
sure. Dumba, no. Muzzin.
I don't hate Muslin.
I haven't seen him
I
play.
think there's something wrong there, just given how bad LA's been. Like
Mhm.
if you have Muslin,
just
and
slow. I feel like they're just
But is it a
slow.
1 that you have to give up for him?
no. Oh,
For
actually no.
Muzzin?
Apparently the price is really high on
That's what
Muslin.
I'm thinking.
Because they're out of contention. Everybody on that team is either 30 years old or above, or else you're Adrian Kempe.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Like everybody, like Jeff Carter.
like
old-
Brandon Leipzig is a
past-
second pairing guy.
Yeah. Kopitar past 30. Carter past 30. Doughty's what, 28, 29?
But the thing is, Muzzin's only a
Kovalchuk 55.
Kovalchuk.
Muzzin's only like a second pairing guy, and he's also a lefty.
But he could
He's
play
not even
the
playing
he
with
could play
Downey.
the right.
I don't know.
He has a history of playing with
Okay.
Doughty. He's always been the plus
no,
minus
but Downey's the
machine.
right guy.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
And
that's what I mean. Like, it's not a perfect fit either. There's no great fit.
Doughty's a perfect fit.
I think
Do you
Pietrangelo.
Okay.
think
Though.
they want to give up on Doughty? I think
Hey,
Doughty
did you
wants
hear
out.
today that apparently the Bruins were in on
Bruins!
The Bruins were in on both Braden Shen and apparently Tarasenko was also involved.
Tarasenko.
Apparently his name has been
No,
surfaced.
yeah,
They hate him.
Bro,
in
St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
doesn't like any of their players.
They hate.
Remember that story
Tarasenko.
that Friedman had like last summer where it was like St. Louis is pissed off that Parayko isn't a tough guy, that he's 6'6" and he doesn't do shit.
Who's the
Yeah.
GM? Armstrong?
Yeah, Doug Armstrong. Pretty sure.
Doug. Yeah, Doug Armstrong. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you're gonna go after a defenseman, go after it with your
Go
first
after
and go after
Parayko.
Pietrangelo.
Yeah,
I
if
say
you're
take the
gonna-
bigger fish.
I want Borrego too, but like,
But the move to
If-
win now is
yeah,
Pietrangelo.
yeah.
I
If
agree.
you're
Why?
like, you need the veteran leadership, you need the fact that he's a better defenseman.
Literally, it's your perfect.
If you're gonna
pairing.
go after a defenseman at this point, if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs, why aren't you going after the big fish?
is Parayko,
Well,
is,
you're- okay,
is
here's the-
Pietrangelo the biggest fish out there?
Yeah.
Relative
defensively,
to
yes.
whom?
Ooh, Doughty.
He's not on the
He
market.
just signed-
His contract.
No,
If
I
it
know.
wasn't for the thing,
He fucked himself over. It was a dumb
But like
move.
that contract's not even a good like it's for LA.
No.
If you look at it now,
No, it
that's what I
sucks.
mean. Like, could they possibly have a little like buyer's remorse?
Do you think
making that
Doughty
call
regrets
every
signing
day.
for 8 years in a team that can't win?
No,
He's
because
given
I'm getting
up,
paid
dude. He
10
looks like
or 11
shit.
million a year, and I live in LA.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
But he'd make that anywhere.
he's
But I live
won
in
2
LA.
cups already.
He's
What more
Canadian.
does he have
He
to
doesn't
do?
even want to be in LA.
You would think that he doesn't want to be go live in LA
He's-
for 8 years and
Yeah.
then say you don't want to live there. Come on.
True.
He's
Fair
won
enough.
2 Norrises, won 2 cups. What more does he have to do? He's a
Nothing.
first ballot
It's
Hall
just
of Famer.
live life.
Yeah, that's true.
Just coast. Obviously, he's a
He already
competitive
said he doesn't
guy.
wanna
Like
come
he
home.
said a
you
lot
think,
of things.
You think Anaheim would trade Josh Manson?
They're
I'd
in-
be
are
down.
they
I don't
not-
know where Anaheim sits right now.
Are they in?
They're-
If they're,
They're
in the
like
hunt,
I know
it
they're
wouldn't make sense
in the
for
They're
them.
not in
they're-
the hunt. They've
no,
lost
here's
11
the,
straight games.
but they're still
that's
in the
right.
playoff
I
spot.
know,
Which is this is why I don't really know where they sit because like if you turn that around, like is it an anomaly that they
don't
just
they
lost
have a
11
bunch of-
straight or
They-
whatever it
They
is?
have 2 right-handed guys, Montour and
Brandon
Manson.
Montour's been playing
But
really well.
Montour is not the guy you need still.
Fair, yeah, but I'm just
He's
saying.
like,
Like,
I think he's like literally matured Travis Dermott, Brandon Montour.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's an offensive guy also. It sucks because you know how we were just talking about football's heading in such an awesome direction, and how there's dual threat guys that can do
Yeah.
everything, run and throw. With hockey, everyone's turning into an offensive defenseman.
Yeah, they're
and
all
there's
one
no
way.
standout defensive guys.
The guys that aren't useful anymore
And then
because they don't score.
Look,
because it's such a speedy game now that the game is just completely
I think you'd have to
shifted.
give up a first rounder for Manson. Because remember, like those deals that they were like, "Oh, you're gonna have to give up Nylander for Manson." I'm like,
If
no, but
if Minnesota falls out, what about Jared Spurgeon?
too short. Sorry.
Yeah,
Even though he's like feisty on the puck,
he's
I can't trust him in the playoffs
Either
just
of
because
him or
there's like,
Jonas Brodin, aren't they both right-handed shot?
no. Spurgeon's right-handed. He might be left, but he plays on the right. I know that for a fact.
I know
And
Brodin's a righty.
Brodin's a left. No, Brodin's a left.
Is he?
I'm 100%. 100 Hondo.
I'm gonna fact check it, but I believe you. Just because
100%.
I've.
Think
I'm opening
Vatanen be in play?
Huh?
Vatanen be in play? No.
But Vatanen's still an offensive guy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I mean. Like
There's not
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
shoots
that's
left.
why when you shit on Pesci, like I'm not even meaning this like
Yeah,
maliciously. Like there's just no one else.
yeah.
I
But I
s-
mean, realistically, you just need an upgrade.
Chicago have anyone?
Yeah, Duncan Keith.
Eric Gustafson.
that guy had like an 8-game point streak,
That's
and then
what
it
I
just
mean.
got snapped last night. But
What's his height and weight?
I don't know. I still think that the timing is right now to go after
Pietrangelo?
Pietrangelo.
Yeah. What's that
I
deal?
think that's the
I don't know.
first
Nylander,
multiple.
Fuck off. Not doing it.
Nylander in a second,
No, I can't do it.
It's not. No,
I
man.
can't do
a
that.
first round pick and a third round.
You
pick.
really
Then
think
you're subtracting
Nylander?
from one spot and you got it.
Regardless, you really think Nylander's value can pick up Pietrangelo with a second attached to him? He
Yes.
looks horrible right now.
No, but
He
I
looks
Not
good.
Now. You don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying,
Right,
like, up
but-
into the deadline.
I'll-
And if you're looking at it, a first round pick, maybe a third or a fourth,
Deadline's in February, March.
usually late February,
So
first week of March.
you have a month to turn William Nylander into a valuable asset if you want to trade
Look,
him. I
Nylander's
do
not
not
getting
think-
traded now. Come
No,
on, that's
it's stupid.
okay. I think the deal. Yanni.
Edmondson?
Darnell Nurse.
No, not Edmondson.
Darnell Nurse.
Edmondson, but yeah,
Darnell Nurse.
Edmonton's looking for a forward.
Janssen for Nurse.
Adam Larson
Trevor
for Taylor
Moore?
Hall. They should try it.
Yeah.
Are they looking for a forward right now, or they're
Peter
looking for a
Chiarelli's
forward
looking for anything
eventually?
of anyone to put beside
Yeah.
McDavid. Colby Cave, the big pickup today. Did you guys see
Yeah,
it?
I did see
Colby
that.
Cave, straight to
More-
McDavid's wing.
Yanni and Zaitsev for Nurse and
and Puljujärvi.
oh god,
What about a first? Janssen and Zaitsev.
this year's first.
Yeah, for Pietrangelo. A first, Zaitsev and Janssen.
Yeah. Maybe throw in like a.
There's
two,
some
a two
there's
or
some
three.
big D men at the bottom of this draft though. Like,
But they're
what's
not
his
ready
name?
for
Thomas
like,
Harley and
They're not ready for like
dude.
2 or
But
3
you're not
years,
ready.
You know what I mean?
But if you're the Leafs, you want to win
But you
within
do
the
want
next
that
3
base,
years.
You do want that base for
Yeah.
once like
but
guys are going
yeah,
on the way out.
You're gonna have
yeah.
to well, you got to pay guys, right? Like
I know.
you're gonna need the cheaper assets.
All right. So then I question to you. Philadelphia's out of it. No, I'm not talking Wayne Simmons.
Ghost.
Ghost.
They won't give up Ghost, man. It's just
And he's also an
the
offensive
problem
guy.
too is they're not selling. They still think they can
They can
compete,
still they can
and
buy. Yeah.
unless their new GM comes in and says, "Yep, we're tearing down the house," I don't think they sell.
You know what sucks is that like a team that has a guy that the Leafs could get, well, that they can't afford, Jacob Trouba.
Yeah, but they're not going to give up anyone.
Obviously.
they got to
Can't
go all
afford him,
in.
but
They have to go all in this year.
No, obviously,
It sucks.
it's
It's a shame that like the Preds, the Jets, even the
let's
Wild,
work out
like
a PK
those-
deal. Come on, please.
Oh God. You can't, man.
I would literally jerk off.
I don't even.
It'd be like-
you couldn't even fit that under the cap.
What's
Yes,
Subban
you could, 'cause
making?
you- this year
10
you-
or 8?
yeah.
But this year, Nice is making 10.5.
No, but this year you still have room.
You have. I'll pull it up.
It's-
I had it up here a second ago.
No, regardless. Stop. Let's not even. do
Yeah,
it.
it's not.
Why is? What's the point?
I'm just saying that's not.
Do the Rangers have anyone? Adam McQuaid,
No.
Kevin Shattenkirk.
Oh, don't get me started with Kevin Shattenkirk.
What a terrible playoff performer he was.
Panthers, Pesic.
Yans.
No, Jan's left.
So.
No.
Put
The
Dermott on the right
Panthers.
side.
What are you doing? What do you mean for a third pair?
No, put him up with Yans.
Dermott with, and then you move Gardner.
Gardner to the third pairing.
Jake Gardiner, this amazing defenseman.
He's
Can't
not.
you-
No, amazing offensive defenseman. He's still on your power play,
No,
but now you don't have to play him as
Pisick would
much.
be a guy that you could put with Jake Gardner. I like that. I also like
Yeah.
it with Riley.
Yeah, I guess you don't really solve the problem putting. I
All
put
right,
Gardner
all right.
with
So
those, right?
look, literally, let's trade for Pisick, trade for Pesci. Pisick with thing.
A fair deal for Pesci or a Carolina deal for Pesci? Because a Carolina deal for Pesci is going to be like a first, a second, and a
No, get out of here.
and a
come on.
prospect. Because
No.
I just keep coming back to the fact that they
Literally,
haven't done
the,
anything.
The Leafs don't just need a Pietrangelo. They need
Two
two-
Pietrangelo.
They need two
they
defensemen.
need two defensemen. But like, that's what I mean. You can buy low on a defenseman. Like,
Who-
look at Michael Kempney last year.
Yeah.
You can
There's-
find guys.
Yeah.
It's not it, and the thing is, the guys that we're talking about, they're the obvious guys. You can find
I think
what
you-
team was
I think
what
this team
was
needs the
Kempney
obvious
last
guy
year?
though. If you're gonna,
Sure,
what's the point
yeah,
in taking
you're
the
right.
risk?
You
You
don't.
just-
You need an obvious guy, and then you need.
You need someone to shore up the defense.
The problem is that those smaller guys that you
This
just
is
don't think of, the
Chicago.
Kempneys, left-handed shot.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have to do something creative.
Yep.
Like all the big defensive guys are left-handed. You're gonna have to do something about it. But
It sucks.
we're running out of time. Any last thoughts on any of this?
No, I think we're tuckered out. We'll have a conversation of when our next podcast will be.
Probably next week again.
We'll talk about it off air. Anyways, episode 7, 8, 7.
We should really start learning these ones, eh?
It's all my fault.
Name me a sick
Don't worry.
episode. Name me a sick.
It's my fault
Yeah.
because of the unofficial episode.
I don't know, man.
Michael Vick.
I'm pretty sure it's my.
It's either the Michael Vick
I'm pretty sure it's
episode or
episode
Mickey
7.
Mantle.
It's either the Vic episode or the Ovi episode. We're not sure.
It's 7. It's 7.
I'm pretty sure this is 7. The
7.
last one was 6.
Oh well. Either way.
So last episode was Marcus Stroman episode.
Okay.
This one, give me a 7.
I don't know.
You give me an
I
8.
thought I saw a 7 somewhere.
What? Give me a 7.
7.
Give me a number
7. Gary Roberts.
Wow.
Boom.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Check out our website. Check us out on our Twitters. We'll see you next time.
Peace.